Have you ever heard about the Japanese internment camps? Maybe? Yes? Well, do you ever remember learning about them in school? There's less of a chance you said yes for that question. Well, I felt that the internment camps were something I should know about since it happened right here in the United States, during World War II. Our government took people from their homes and placed them in huge camps in remote places of western United States, much like the religious persecution by Hitler onto the Jews where they were taken to concentration camps. I did the research and found the similarities and differences between them. So I'm sure you know everything there is to know about what went on inside those concentration camps in Europe because we covered that topic over and over again. Well, in Europe, people were taken from their homes and could only take with them what they could carry. In America, Japanese people were forced to leave their homes and could only bring what they could carry also. However, they were given a heads up on when they were leaving so they could sell their property and belongings. They also got to keep what they bought, unlike the prisoners in Europe. Both the prisoners and the Japanese people were packed into trains, but the Japanese had much nicer conditions. Both the internment camps and the concentration camps had barbed wire fence surrounding the camp. Japanese in the camps were fed very well. They were given a mixture of regular American cuisine along with traditional Japanese food. Nobody starved to death in these camps, unlike the concentration camps. In the internment camps, everything was just like a normal society. They had school, work, even sports teams that people took part in. People were paid for their work, but it was a very small salary. In the concentration camps, everyone, including children, were required to work for little or no pay. There was no fun in those camps, and there was no school for the children. The Japanese camps had barracks for people to sleep in, as well as concentration camps, but they were much cleaner and families could stay together. Now, obviously the blinding similarity between the two is that people were taken to these places because of persecution. They were forced to leave their homes and their life because some government official told them to. Do you think what happened here could be justified now that you know it was basically a society behind a fence? So, how did these camps come to be? It all started with the attack on Pearl Harbor. This sent America into a frenzy. Everyone was afraid of possible attacks from Japanese inside the country. So naturally, we stopped anyone with Japanese ancestry from continuing their normal life. The funny thing is, 62% of all people interned were U.S. citizens. President Franklin D. Roosevelt issued Executive Order 9066, which allowed for areas to be designated for all Japanese people on the West Coast to be evacuated to. They were usually placed in large farms away from civilization and the coast. FDR thought these camps would protect the American people. So why were people okay with the camps back then? Did they hide them from the American people? Turns out they didn't. American people were fully aware about the internment camps. Propaganda was used to convince people that the camps were okay. Japanese people were discriminated against in movies, and posters were hung up to encourage the praise of Japanese internment camps. So, instead of hiding them, the government glorified the internment camps. You're asking, well, why didn't I know much about the camps? The topic was just not taught in schools because it was a rough patch in American history. FDR was not proud of what he had done. He even called the internment camps concentration camps himself. Think about it. How much have you learned about in history class where America was wrong or America failed? Right, very little. That's why you nor I knew much about them before I did the research. I feel that my research journey has enlightened me about what really happened in these camps during World War II, and what they were all about. I'm glad you chimed in to hear what I learned. Thanks for watching!